how to overcome low self-esteem. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, AOC. Please, let's appreciate AOC for that warm welcome. Sorry, I'm used to doing it in church on Sunday, so I was expecting that there would be a pulpit here. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so excited to be here because we've been part of the Enkindle journey. I think there was a conference in 2017. I was still viewing the images on my laptop. And you see, why I'm excited is because we're still going on. It's not a story of, I remember that year where we did do it. It's still ongoing. And please, once again, let us appreciate Ademola Ogunlade AOC. It's an opportunity and an honor to be here sharing with us one of the most, it's a topic that was dear to me. When he told me to share something about low self-esteem, I was excited. Reason is, a lot of people don't even know that they have low self-esteem. And you see, one of the most important things that every human would have in life is the fact that you know yourself, number one. When you know yourself, then the other things can follow. In the sense that when I know that I am a lion, yeah, if I know that I'm a lion, then when they refer to someone as a cat, there is an original instinct that tells me that I'm not in the same class as the cat. Do you guys understand? Because I know that I'm a lion. So even if I've not even exhibited that power or that Lion King aura, because I've heard before that the lion is not on the class of a, do you guys understand? It's like telling the son of a king that you can, in his hometown, and you're telling him, oh God, you cannot go through this place. He'll look at you and tell you, I don't understand. My dad is he's the one that presides over everywhere. I'll be sharing my story while I go on. And when I was coming here, I was telling myself in the car, I said, when I get here, I'll tell everybody in the car that I'm one of the most smartest young men you'd ever meet. And you see, I was also trying to tell myself, say, oh God, calm down. These guys have been here for a while. They've listened to so many sessions. They just look at you and say, let us hear what he wants to say. But why I said I was going to say that is, it's a perception of yourself that other people would look at you through. Do you understand? If they tell you that, see that guy sitting down there, that guy is a very wise man. Someone just tells you that, and the guy is sitting there, even if it's a lie, and you walk close to the guy, and the guy say, guy, oh, they say I can't move around. I'm sorry, you see, I'm used to. And they tell you, that guy is a very wise old man, even if it's a lie, and you walk close to the guy, and the guy tells you, I think you should carry your shoe and put it on your head. In your mind, you're like, this thing is foolish, but they say this guy is an old, wise man. Let me just, maybe there is something, do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? It is until you put it on your head, and everybody is now looking at you, and the man start laughing at you like, this guy was lying, this guy is not. But because somebody told you already, there is this original idea. So if, while I was coming in, someone told you that that guy, his father is very rich. I'm just coming in, and someone tells you, oh, his father owns 15 aircraft and all that. And I'm sitting down there, and I come to you and I say, hello, how are you doing? The way you react to me will be different than if you didn't have an idea of who I was. It is normal. It's not that I'm trying to say we are gold diggers. It's normal. Like if I go now, they say that boy sitting down there can offer you 10 million naira because it's, the way I smile and the English about. I've thought about the English like 12 times, compose it because I don't want to go and say what he would not like. All right. So today we'll be discussing. Sorry, I'm just using time to wait for my slides to be up. Today we'll be discussing overcoming low self-esteem. And so, I'm meant to be teaching and not preaching. So this is going to take a different dimension. We're going to be understanding what it is, we'll break it down, and then from there we can then just flow on the ride. My story, I'll start briefly. I was in the University of Lagos and I did diploma in metallurgical and material engineering. And you see, up until the day that I chose that course was the very first day I was hearing about the course. I say, but do you know those times that they tell you, now this one cut off short pass, so if you carry chemical, they will not give you. If you carry electrical, this metallurgical material, just take it, they will give you admission. So when you now get to 200 level, you can now walk it back to petrochemical or electrical. So I chose this metallurgical and material. And when I even got home, my dad is like, what do they do? I went to, first of all, do research. They're in charge of metals and everything. Say, okay. As long as you go to school. That's my dad's own. So, first semester, second semester, first semester, after first semester, so I used to go from Yaba to Alagbado. We used to live in Alagbado. So when I leave my house in the morning at 5:30, we don't get to school until maybe after 9 in the morning. Lecture starts at maybe 9 o'clock. So you are late to lecture because of Ikorodu road traffic, Agege, fresh air every morning. Then you get to class and you're at the back. And those lecturers, I'm sure you guys are not alien to what I'm saying. They speak to only the first 5 rows. The first 2 rows. They are speaking, and in the back, so the people at the back will just lose up and say, since I can't hear, let me just gist, we'll read the manual. So everybody in the back are making noise, and then they can point to you and say, hey, you there, you can never pass my course. Or you there, get out of this class. And so I was always late to class, so I was always at the back. And it was hard for me to even understand. I remember the first day I bought engineering maths. I forced my mom to buy, it's like this, it's as big as this. So I bought engineering maths and I sat down after the day, because I wasn't learning in school. I used to get there late, or when I get there, I'm tired. When they give us assignments, we leave school at maybe 4, 5, we get home at 9. What time do I have to do assignment? I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just trying to tell you my story. I'm trying to be vulnerable here. And so, first semester came. Okay, yeah, I was giving you the story of the engineering maths. The first day I opened it, I sat down. My brother and sister, I was confused. I was distressed. I was depressed. I was almost crying. Because I didn't want that. It was like sign language. His X, then they would draw bar and they would draw, and I'm like, who sends me? I should have just gone and do theater art or music, and so it was a big issue for me, because it was not the normal school fees. I was doing diploma, we were paying $250, so how will I go and tell my dad that I don't understand what they are teaching me in school? Could make sense. So I endured. First semester, our result was out. The day I said I should go and check my results, that's the day that some angry people that failed went to check their result, because it's always on the board and they tore it. So, Lord of Konsha, I didn't see my first semester results. Because even the sub-dean that was supposed to show us, when you knock on her door, she will shout, get out, come on Thursday. Then on Thursday, you get there, then she's not in the office. And so I couldn't see my first semester result. Second semester came, and because I didn't see my first semester result, I didn't even know how much work I needed to put in. So it was still the normal day-to-day life. Long story short, I failed. And so they were going to give me education. The cutoff was not for even the faculty of science or engineering at all. So they were going to give me education. And I didn't want education, because at that point, if not now that I'm getting to learn and understand that people in the education sector actually are a little bit more intelligent than the average human, because while they are teaching people, they get to learn. But idea of teacher, education, I just didn't want it. So I went back to sit at home. They said, there's one auntie that my dad knew, one prof. We went there and she just disgraced me. I'm like, he's like, Waloko jam, I'm right jam. There's nothing. So I was depressed. And luckily for me, one of my friend's mom told my dad, my son is going to Canada. Let him also apply for Canada. I swear, in my mind, I thought that my dad was going to say, number one, you failed you the lag. I should now give you money. From where to where. So I just told her, when she told me, I'm like, you can tell him. Just out of, even if he's going to shout, it's people you that is telling me, it's not me. And then when she told him, she's like, okay, if his friend is going there, let them apply together. So I applied for Canada. I'm telling you this story because it's the basis of our study today. So you'll see what follows through as I share the slides with you. So we applied for Canada, me and my friends. To get Canada documents, it's better we just stay in Nigeria. There were some documents that they were asking that you need to acquire it in 2 weeks. Some people you have to bribe and for it to come out on time. If not, 1 year you are still waiting for some documents. Anyways, we applied. First time, me and my friend applied, they denied it to us for spam. Get out. It's kind of like, okay, they say you can appeal. It's not the end, just appeal. Just all this while I was at home. So we appealed again. They gave my friend, they denied me. This one is my village people. And all this while I was at home. So it was depression, well, not really depression, it was regrets from failing added to disappointment and dejection from the embassy. So it was a lot of things telling on my head, like, and in my house, if you do one thing that you don't do it well, they'll say, that's why your mate are in school. So it was really hard. And finally, the agent woman called me and said, why are you trying Canada? My daughter is in one school in SA. If me, that I'm in charge of helping you guys, will send my child to SA, it means that the school is good. So she told my dad said, yeah, there's no choice again. They will not accept him in Canada anywhere, even if it's Ghana or Togo, and just let him go. So we started South Africa, and we were supposed to get visa in 1 month, as in, South Africa. And it was, so we applied, even to apply, it took us like 3 months, because at that point, I think everybody in Nigeria wanted to leave. Like the embassy was packed. So it was war to go into the embassy, to even submit. It's not that you don't have all your documents to enter to submit. Finally, after like 2 months, we entered and then we submitted, and they said, oh, come back in 6 weeks. Hello. My mic is off. All right, and they said, oh, come back in 6 weeks. And so 6 weeks turned to 3 months. 3 months turned to 5 months. Is it only me that is in? Like the people that are following me, they are not resting though. It's like they are working overtime. So, and then while we were there, you know, it was like a queue. So we've been there for a while. So we've met people, you know those people that you go on the queue, you have become friends. Like, they don't give me I know we still there with and all those guys, some people say, they don't give me they go to they don't give. So it was crazy because you know if it was collective delay, they are still I say thank God they've not given me up. You don't tell me they've not, but now that they've given like 4 or 5 people and you are still there, you're like it looks like maybe I just go to Federal College of Technology and do it or here or SAU or somewhere. Anyways, my dad heard about a university in Yola. And at that point, I don't know, my dad was so concerned about my education. And so he said there's this new university in Apti, America. Because now your eye has opened to Canada and SA. So I cannot come and be telling you to go to, okay, there's one in Yola. It seems all right. I went to check and I saw that there were a few white people. Nigeria, God will help us. So they will put like 2 white people and like, how did the white person get to Adamawa and Yola? Like, just use the majority of the school. Maybe they had like maybe 4 white people. So those 2 must. So to me, I'm like, white people, okay, let's apply. So my dad gave me a check. The day I was supposed to go and pay, no, I was supposed to give me on Friday. I was supposed to travel on Monday to pay. That Friday, they called me, your visa is ready. Time to travel to SA. Hey, if you see the joy. They called me around 2:30. Alagbado. That's where I was living. They called me at 2:30. The embassy was in VI. They said 2:30. I said, hello, Mr. Ake, how you doing? We just want to tell you that your visa is ready. I'm like, well, okay, we would close by 5. So if you can make it for 5, it's fine. If not, you can get it on Monday. I said, Mom, what's Monday? I took Okada. I told the guy, break every traffic light. Just keep, even if it's got that way apart, just get to it. Fortunately, I got there like few minutes to 5. I got my visa. Hallelujah. Wow. We have passed one stage. So why I laid this foundation was for the aftermath of all these events. It came back to tell on the kind of person that I began to exhibit. If not, that I now sat down and told myself, guy. So that's why I laid a background story. So I remember I got to essay, and this is interesting. So on the plane while we were going, the woman that booked my ticket said, there are some guys that are returning to your school. You are a new student, but there are some returning students. They were there before they came home for holiday, and you guys will be on the same flight. So just interact with them so that they can show you, so it will be easy for you. So I'm like, nice. So I was on the plane. That day you will know that I was looking for somebody on that plane because my seat was somewhere at the back. But then since they had told me that two people, they showed me their faces, so I knew what I was looking at. So I'll stand up from my seat and I'll walk to the front of the plane. Everybody will be looking at me, GSSS, is this guy looking for drugs or what? So I'll just look around and say, they are not here. Those two guys were the last people to enter the plane. When they were about to close the door, I just saw two people running inside with their bag. I'm like, these are the guys that I've been looking for. So I walked up to them, I said hi to them, and they were nice people. We got to school. Now, this is the part that low self-esteem comes in. You do not even know that you have low self-esteem, and that's why we're going to be discussing about it. So let me cut my story there, get into what we have today, and then I'll continue. So overcoming low self-esteem is the topic. Where do I point I point it that way, okay. Still not working, okay, it's working. Interestingly, I wrote a book in 2018. Thank God for AOC, he's not here right now. But we worked on this book together. It was my first book. I've always had a dream to write a book. And it was forwarded by Toyosi Akerele. I don't know if anyone knows Toyosi Akerele. Her plan is to become the first president, female president in Nigeria. Hopefully, they will let it happen. If you know Toyosi Akerele very well, you know that she has it. Anyway, so one of the nuggets, I shared 30 nuggets. It's just before your 30s. That's the title of the book. And I shared 30 things you need to know before you turn 30. And it was just for my life experience. The same way I shared a story now. Every nugget had a story. So it wasn't about aspire to retire to... It was just me sharing my story of what I've seen in life and what I feel is important for you to get ahead. So when I got the topic, I just remembered that was one of the nuggets. I shared something about self-esteem, and it was chapter 6. So please, this is not